But you guys, welcome to the Launch Your Six Figure Cleaning Business webinar. This webinar is the one that I love teaching the most because it teaches the whole fundamental basics of starting a six-figure cleaning business without you ever touching a mop, right? Like this is the formula. It don't matter how many times I flip it and how many times I change it, how many times I try to tweak it. Like this is the foundational formula. Now, yes, there's been some things added along the journey to make it a little bit better, to make some processes a little bit more systematic. But this is the formula. This is the same formula that I teach everybody. This is the same formula that's in the course, same formula we use with our Done For You clients, the same formula we use in our accelerator program. This is the formula. Okay. So I want to go over this webinar with you guys so that way you guys can leave with a clear understanding of how you can launch a six-figure cleaning business without you never touching a mop, without you having to be stressed working in the business, without you having to keep a kit in the car. Okay. And I know you guys are probably wondering, like, well, what makes me qualified to teach this? Right. I have owned multiple six-figure cleaning companies, and I'm also a cleaning business coach. I love being a cleaning business coach. It's one of my best things to do. It's just, it brings me so much joy to be able to see others get success by my mistakes because I made a lot, you guys. When I started, I had no support. I had no help. I had no resources. My favorite statement at that time was, I don't know what I don't know till I don't know it. And most times once I like finally figured it out, it was because something like blew up in my face. Like, oh, I shouldn't have done that, right? So I wanted to make sure that I can kind of help people navigate this cleaning business world, and seeing if they can avoid some of the mistakes, right? Now I understand that everybody's going to go through their own process and their own growing pains, but if you can, if I can show you a little walk around or a little go over this way, do this way to prevent from some of those, that is what brings me joy, right? When I hear students and like they outdo my major numbers, I'm like, yo, killing the game, right? So I've been able to scale to six figures with multiple locations, and a team of cleaners, not me cleaning. Right. Yes, I did start with cleaning because of my life and how it was set up at that time. I was trying to get out of a very bad situation. I didn't see that starting a cleaning business meant I didn't clean. When I came up with the idea, or when the idea came to me to start a cleaning business, I just thought that that meant me cleaning, right? After a couple months doing the things, having to clean 2 to 3 houses a day, and some nasty houses. I mean, some houses that like when I got home, I threw away my shoes. I didn't want nothing to crawl into my house. Okay. Um, I was like, I can't grow past this level because I can only grow to the capacity of what I'm able to do. And I remember like when I was consistently trying to do 3 houses a day, I was coming home spent, tired. I had no leftover energy for my kids, for my spouse, like nothing. Zip, zelch. I don't eat a banana. What do you mean dinner? I'm not cooking nothing. Oh, and my clean house was not so clean because I was busy cleaning everybody else's house, right? So being able to scale to multiple six figures with having a team, and being able to change that and understand that I can grow my business so much better with me working on it versus in it, it changed the game. Okay. Now I can help entrepreneurs just like you to do the same thing, right? I can help you guys to be able to start a cleaning business without you ever touching a mop. We have a lawyer that's in North Carolina that has successfully launched 2 locations. She's never been in the cleaning industry. She never actually cleaned. She didn't feel like she had to get in the game first and know experience firsthand. No, she has 2 locations that are doing exceptionally well. Okay. There is another person that lives in Arizona. Okay. He just messaged me the other day saying that, yo, my 1 year mark is in 2 weeks and I'm about to hit 180K. And I'm like, yo, that is insane. And just congratulations. Just the start of this webinar, I saw another message inside of the Facebook group that was like, yo, Jazz, like being in this Facebook group and being in the course in the academy, I've been able to hit six figures within 6 months. I'm like, that is insane. And like the stories people share is the amount of what they've been able to make, right? But what I hear is the freedom that it brings, right? The freedom to be able to balance life how they want to balance it, to be able to spend their time with their family or their friends or invested in things that they really enjoy to do, right? Not having the stress or burden of financial security, right? Like that's what I hear because I know what it brought me when I was finally able to grow my business on a consistent level with bringing in consistent income and how I was able to literally change our whole life. We went from being evicted to having every car repoed to being homeless, having to move into my parents' small, tiny 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment. I have a family of 5. Okay, I have a family of 5. Yes, I was grateful that I never complained, right? But to know what my cleaning business took me from, like that's the joy when I can help people also receive that same transition. So we have over 1,100 students inside the CO Clean Academy that has launched their business since 2022. And I think what I love also is that this number is just the accountant number because of the students that I can see in the academy. But there are thousands of other individuals that are able to launch their business just off watching the information on webinars like you're doing right now, be able to launch their business off of the YouTube videos, off of the Facebook group, and other free resources that we provide, right? I hit my first 100K and we have students doubling that. Doubling that. That is what community does. That is what resources do. That is what accountability does. Okay. And I'm just excited for us to get started. Okay. So we're going to talk about step 1. Okay. Step 1 in this formula is building the foundation. I think this part gets overlooked a lot as entrepreneurs because we're super, super eager. We're super eager to get things going. We're super eager to get things started. And we forget the foundation part. And the foundation is important because you can't build anything on sand, right? Over time it'll crumble, right? With the right pressure it'll crumble. With too much water it'll crumble, right? So we want to make sure that we're building it on a solid foundation. And the one thing I love about the cleaning industry, it's not going nowhere. If the cleaning industry has shown me anything, especially through the pandemic, is that it's not going anywhere but up, right? The housing and residential cleaning industry has grown a lot due to the pandemic. it has it has actually done in a reversed effect, right? Businesses have reported that they're starting to see more demand for house cleaning services. That's why it's surprising that the house cleaning service actually estimates to be worth $40 billion by the year 2025. And I love this actual statistic because it's not saying like all cleaning, because with the cleaning industry there's so much. There's post construction, there's commercial, right? There's student turnovers, and we teach all of these in the academy. There's Airbnb cleaning, right? But this number is off of residential, like houses, right? So this number is amazing. And we when we're doing our pricing research and our marketing research, and I challenge everybody to look to see what's in their area, it's not for you guys to get intimidated, think like, oh, this is industry is too saturated. When I am doing a research in an area to see where I want to plant my company, if I see a lot of businesses there, it kind of lets me know as a confirmation that this is the right place to be, right? This is the right place to be. I was doing a business setup for a client, for a done for you client, and her business is located in Houston. And I saw that the average high demand area for Houston is expected at 438 leads per month. 438 leads per month is estimated to be received for leads coming in for Houston area. And I'm going to tell you guys what platform that number is on in a second. Okay. So when you go to look and you see all these companies here in Houston and you see the number of growth, right? Last year, nearly 10% of all US households paid a house cleaning services to clean their home. 10%. And that number be like, oh, that's not a lot. But look, within just a few years, the US Department of Commerce expects it to grow to 80% of 2-income households. Why do you think that is? People is busy, right? We're out doing My husband just took the kids to soccer, right? I mean, every single evening we have a theme plan. Like there's something to do. When are we going to fit in house cleaning, right? So by 2024, this set year, the U.S. Department is expect that 80% of all households to use cleaning services from two income households. This right here confirms, this is my little secret, okay? This confirms like my favorite places to plant new businesses is in like the suburbs. Put me in the subs, okay? Put my business in the suburbs. All right. Whenever I'm like traveling or visiting, and my husband knows this because I'm like, just let's go driving around. see what we see, right? We may find another location. And that's how I find new locations to plant our companies, because I'm driving around and I'm looking to see like, this looks like a good area, right? So this lets me know that the cleaning industry is just growing. Okay. I just talked about a little bit about market research. This is a part of the foundation because we want to make sure that we're placing our company in a profitable area. We don't want to displace our company, in the city because we live there. Okay. I'm from Compton. I may not put no company in Compton. Okay. I may put a little up north, may put a little south, right? But definitely not in the city I'm from, because my market is not there. Not to say I don't love my people. My people still live there. But what I'm saying is that I don't charge the cheapest prices. I'm in this to make money. I'm in this to make a profit. I'm not in this to like provide free services. Now, if you want to have a separate foundation and be able to help a cause that's dear to your heart, right? You can totally do that. I've helped people set that up. Okay. But overall, I got 3 boys and a husband, and they like to eat, and they like to eat a lot. So I got to make sure that my business is making enough profit to not only suffice and help the business maintain itself and grow as well, but for me to pay my cleaners so they family can eat and so my family can eat. Okay. So we got to make sure that we're putting the business in the right market. It's so important. Okay. So I talked about suburbs. One of my favorite places where to put a company at. Okay. The average household income in Frisco. Frisco is an area in North Dallas, is a suburb in North Dallas, right? I've done the research, I've done the drive-bys, I've seen the growth, right? And yes, I look at information like this for my market research, but I kind of go beyond that. I kind of look to see where growth is coming from. Okay. I want to see like what's the prospective plans? Are there new developments in that area? In Frisco, Texas, they just put a PGA world-class golfing course and resort there. They're about to build a kid-friendly version of of Disney World there in Frisco. Dallas football just put Dallas Star there, which is like a practice stadium for Dallas Cowboys, right? Like all of that is growth, right? So that lets me know that my ideal potential client lives there. Okay. So it says that the average household income is 165,000. The medium is 134. And this is for residents between the ages of 25 to 44. Or I'm so sorry, residents from 25 to 44 earn 140, while residents between 45 to 64 earn 161,000. This number is important. People are like, yo, Jazz, why do I care how much they make? Let me tell you why. We are in the time of inflation. Okay. Now, we do know that the cleaning industry is not going anywhere but up, right? But we are not ignorant that we are in a time of inflation and things cost more. So we want to make sure that our ideal client can afford our services, and not just on a one-time basis. But in order for us to build that reoccurring income, we need them on a reoccurring basis, right? We want that reoccurring income. We want that reoccurring client to book with us for a weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, right? So when I look at the household income, I do the math to find out, well, what are they making monthly? What is the monthly income, right? And then I'm thinking about, well, if their mortgage is $5,000, right? If let's see, 165, shoot, I can't do the math for that. Let's 65 is 5, 8, 8, 13 minus taxes, insurance. So let's just do a round down to a simple 10,000. Okay. Okay. Let's do a simple round down to 10,000. Let's say they bring home $10,000 a month. Well, if their mortgage payment is let's say $5,000, and let's say they have two car notes, that's 500 each. That's now $6,000. Let's say they have car insurance, let's say that's 500, so that's 65. Right. Let's talk about their power bill, right? Let's say that's an average of 200, water bills, average of 100, their phones are ridiculous, right? Internet, you start taking away all these expenses. And if you get down to zero, you can be like, well, how are they going to afford my $300 cleaning services on a weekly basis? Right. So that's why this number is important to know where you're going to put your company. Okay. So going a little further, I also like to look to see what are the home prices, right? I want to see like what are the costs of the home prices. Now, for me particularly, I'm not necessarily looking for the most expensive. This is just me, okay? I just want that nice in the middle suburb area, okay? Now, if you want to go for the big doozies, be my guest. We have so many students that are working with that high client, premier client, where they have the 8 bedrooms and the 7 bathrooms, right? But when you're doing this research, I like to also see what are the costs of the house, because that confirms the income household, the income rate. So then I can look at a map like this and I actually know like what areas I want to plant my company. And I need to know this because when we go to set up our lead generations for Yelp, Thumbtack, and Google, we are able to put in the actual areas of where we conduct business. Because what we don't want to happen, since we know our ideal client, since we know what their household income is, and what we don't want to do is attract a client and pay for that lead that's not our ideal client, right? And I can always know when we're not servicing our ideal client, because off top they're asking for a discount or they're making statements that, oh, the service is way too much, right? It just kind of confirms that it's just not my ideal client, right? So knowing exactly where I want to place my company, the cities and the zip codes and the counties and the areas, this helps me to be able to super target my marketing dollars to get leads from clients only in that area and not everyone else. There's a saying in business that if you try to service everyone, you're serving no one, right? Because now you're going to waste marketing dollars on serving clients that all day you're going to hear, oh, that's too expensive, never mind. Or can you give me a better deal? Or hey, I don't need that bad. I don't need the 2 bedrooms clean. I just need the 1 bed. How much would it be if we do this, right? You don't want to position yourself like that. Okay. So the next thing is how to find your cleaners, right? Like I tell you guys, this formula is not hard. It's not hard at all, right? It's piecing just together the tools that we'll need to make sure we're putting everything together, right? I did an analogy earlier where it's like I keep buying IKEA furniture. I love IKEA furniture. I don't know why. It's just super cute. I love being in the store. It's like a whole vibe. But most times when I put IKEA furniture together, which I'm not really good at, I see the table or the coffee table or a little chair, whatever. And at the end, I always have a handful of like pieces left. Some screws here or a little corner thing here, or whatever. And I'm like, oh, well, it's standing. I mean, it's standing. I must did it right. Right. And then a couple of days later, it starts to wobble. Couple more days later, it starts to twist or squeak. And then sooner or later, that thing's going to collapse, right? But I never really follow the instructions. I just look past it, be like, oh, okay, yeah, I can do that. That's cool. That's fast. I got that. That's fine. And I end up with these pieces, right? So when we're putting this cleaning business together, it's important that you put the pieces in the formula together so that way you can get the desired outcome. Okay. So we're going to talk about finding cleaners. And I wanted to overemphasize that because I want everybody to know that when they're starting your cleaning business, even if you've already been in it, it's not too late to pull yourself out of it, that you don't have to do the actual cleaning to build this business. Okay. I want to talk to you guys about my favorite places to look for cleaners. And yes, we're going to talk about some more traditional ways, but y'all, to me, this is my boo. Okay. Craigslist, boo, meet the people. People meet Craigslist. Okay. For me, with working with independent contractors, right? With our business structure, we work with independent contractors. Our business is set up as a referral-based agency, meaning that we will find the ideal client, okay, and then we will find the ideal cleaner and we will marry them together and we will collect the difference. Meaning that when we pay our cleaners, I like to pay my cleaners a percentage of the total job amount. The most typical percentage is going to be either a 50% split or a 60% split, meaning that your cleaner would get 60 and you would get 40, or you guys would do a 50-50 split. Meaning that the total job amount, so that job is talking about for $300, if you did a 50-50 split, your cleaner would get 150, you would get 150 while you're at home. Isn't that amazing? Right? So, because we work with independent contractors, legally, we are not allowed to train them. We're not allowed to tell them what products to use. We're not allowed to them to make them wear a uniform. Is no forced dispatching. So there are some additional rules that go along in this process of hiring. Okay. And I know that with this webinar, we're not going to be able to go through every single detail. There are upcoming workshops that you guys are definitely able to join, to where I do take way more time and actually we do this together. And I challenge you guys to do a first reach out while on the workshop with me. But right now, I'm going to give you guys the formula. Okay. And I like finding cleaners on Craigslist because of the stipulation that come with working with independent contractors. I need to find cleaners that's in the business. They know what they're doing. They have their cleaning supplies. They have their cleaning products, right? They know how to service a client. They know what's needed and what needs to be done in the cleaning service. They know what's needed for a deep clean and for move in and move out. They know what needs to be done for a standard clean. They know how to communicate with the client, right? So I want to work with those individuals. And I'm not scared if they're going to take my clients. I know that's probably one of the biggest things that I hear. Well, what happens if they steal my client? I got to have them sign an agreement. Yes, you can do that. And they might still steal it. But what I do know is that what's what for you is going to always be for you. And if it wasn't for you, then it wasn't meant for you the first place. But one thing I do know is that we put systems in place and we have a booking system that is going to be able to capture that customer's payment information. So even if the cleaner tries to steal the client, baby, how you've already collected the money, right? So the cleaner needs to do the job. And I have this my favorite hiring policy. My favorite hiring policy is hire slow, fire fast. Hire slow, fire fast. So I like to come on places like Craigslist to find my cleaners because these are individuals that's looking for clients. It makes us the perfect partnership. I know how to find clients. I know where they're at, right? I know what platforms to find them on. You need clients. I need cleaners, right? So I'm going to contact these cleaners to see if they're interested in partnering with me to provide a cleaning services for my in-house clients. And because I've done all the hard work and found the clients, collected their payment, scheduled their date, got their booking information, I'm going to give you 50% for you providing the services. And then on the back end, I'm going to take care of all the other admin stuff, making sure that we pay you on time, right? It's a partnership. We provide the lead, they provide the service. This is how this philosophy, this formula works so easy. This is how you can be able to start a cleaning business with not having access to a lot of capital up front. Because this is a platform that you can access for free. Nothing I've actually shown you guys is needed to start a cleaning business for finances, right? Now, yes, when we start talking about getting the operation set up, right, where if you want a DBA or an LLC and you need your business name, phone number, email address, and all of that good jazz, yes, that's going to cost, but it's not going to break the bank. Okay. So let's talk about Facebook groups. This is my second favorite place to find cleaners, and it's a very unique way, and I love this way of finding cleaners because it helps me to find super targeted cleaners in the areas of where I want to provide services. So I will join all these Facebook groups in my local area, and I will look for posts like this where somebody is looking for a cleaning service. Hello, people. Anyone need a house cleaning service with a very reasonable price? That's where we come in, right? So I can contact this person and see if they're looking, because clearly they're looking for clients, right? I have the clients. Let's partner. You can provide the cleaning services. You have products, you have supplies, you have transportation, and you have the experience. My requirements for working with cleaners when I'm going through our onboarding process is that they are required to have a minimum of 2 years of residential cleaning experience. They must have their own cleaning supplies, their own cleaning equipment. So vacuum, broom, mop, step up stool, all the jazz, towels, scrubs, okay, all the things of all the things, all right? And they also must have their own transportation. Okay, so that way they're reliably able to make it from job to job. Now, this is the more traditional way. I'm sure most people have heard about this platform called Indeed. There are two ways that you can find clients on here. You can either have a sponsored job ad, but there is an option for you to be able to post your job for free. So don't assume that you have to pay for your Indeed job posting. Okay. Now, of course, if you pay for it, you do attract a much qualified lead, a higher quality lead. But you can put and create a free job ad on Indeed and just make sure that you're very detailed with listing out your requirements. Okay. Now, my hiring process is very simple. I try not to overcomplicate anything. If anybody knows me, I try not to overcomplicate anything. Okay. So, with our hiring process, we are sourcing. Okay. We source by finding potential candidates on Craigslist, Facebook groups. You can even do Facebook Marketplace. You can do Google, Thumbtack, same exact process. Okay. And then you want to start the application screening. This initial screening helps you to narrow down your pool of applicants. So this is me asking those initial requirements. Hey, how much years of experience do you have? Is it in residential or commercial or post construction, right? This starts allowing me to narrow down um narrowing down my large group of people to my pool of people. I'm always, when I start the hiring, I always want to start with a list of 100 potential cleaners, and then I start working that list down, and trust me, it dwindles. Okay. But that's okay because we want the best. Literally the growth and the scalability of our company depends on the quality of our cleaners, because nobody's going to want to become a reoccurring client if they provide a cleaning service and it's not up to par. Okay. So you want to do an interview, and it can be over the phone. It could be by Zoom. It can be by text. And you just want to just assess their skills and experience and just make sure that they're fit for the role. Okay. Ask them questions about what their last experience was with cleaning, or if they had to clean a really nasty house, what was it like? Or just, to provide some scenario experience. Okay. Also, you want to run a background check and reference. Make sure that this candidate is who they say they are, and that you can trust them to be in other people's homes, because you do take an account for that. And then you want to extend a formal contract. Okay. I have all of our contractors sign a contract agreement form going over details of what it would be like partnering with us. And then they would have to make sure to have that all filled out before onboarding them. Once a candidate has accepted the offer, they are okay with the percentage, they're okay with the payment timeframes, right? Now I can start onboarding them onto our payroll platform, which I like to use, Gusto, and then also onboarding them onto our Booking Koala platform, which is a platform that we will use to be able to manage our day-to-day bookings. Okay. Also, you guys, like I mentioned, with this webinar, we're not going to get a chance to go over everything, but we do have an upcoming workshop that I'll be giving you guys details with at the end, to where we actually set up Booking Koala together. That kind of platform needs some assistance with setting up, because it's not as user-friendly on the setup, but the good thing about it is once you got it set up, then you're good to go. Okay. So step 3 of the formula, right, is we talked about where to put the company. We talked about how to find the cleaners. Now we're going to talk about where to find the clients, right? Like what platforms are we going to actually use to find our cleaning clients, right? So we're going to talk about this with our cleaning clients. Now, besides our regular platforms that I'm going to share with, right, my whole theory, you guys, is I want to place my advertisement and marketing where individuals are at looking for cleaning services. right? Now, of course, I'm going to say, yes, please use word of mouth. Please use referrals, use your inner circle, tell a friend that knows a friend that, hey, I have a cleaning business. Do you need a cleaning? If you don't, tell a friend that has a friend and ask them if they need a cleaning, right? Like exhaust all of that. Send out a flyer to all of your contacts. Don't be shy. Put that pride aside. Hey, that kind of rhymed. Right? And also to your email list. Send it out. Put it out there. Okay. You're a business owner now, right? So you have that. Okay. I mean, of course, that's free. That's free 99 all day. All right. So exhaust it. But besides that, when we're talking about paid platforms, I like to position my company where people are already looking for our services. It makes it much easier. Okay. Yelp is a popular platform that people go to find cleaning services. As you can see right here, here's an example of some Yelp ads, right? These are companies that have listed their services and a coupon, and you can quickly request for a quote, right? Yelp is a very powerful platform. I do recommend that you don't pay for ads on Yelp until you have at least 8 to 9 reviews that have stuck. Okay. You can't go horse for reviews, and can't ask anybody just to leave a review. You need real legitimate reviews. All right. Now, the next one is going to be Google. This is the creme de la creme. How many people use Google on a daily basis? Right? I think everybody use Google on a daily basis. I know I do. I'm constantly asking those weird Google questions in the middle of the night when something just pops in my head, right? Or if I'm out of town at a soccer tournament, my favorite thing is Target near me. Son, go have fun at your soccer game. Mama's gonna go do some shopping therapy real quick, right? Some retail therapy. So it's the same thing with cleaning services, right? A lot of people, majority of the people are going to go to Google first when looking for a cleaning service. And that famous question in Google, and I've searched it, right, is going to be cleaning service, deep cleaning, move out cleaning, something near me, right? Remember, I shared the emphasis of knowing where we want to place our company, right? So if we place our company in an area to where our clients are looking, then guess whose business is going to pop up on the list? Ours, right? But if we don't know where we want to put our company, we're like, hey, I'm just going to put a company in Dallas. Boom. You know how big Dallas is? It is humongous. It's like throwing a needle in a haystack trying to determine like where are we going to actually provide services at. So you want to be very targeted in your area, so that way when somebody is saying cleaning company near me, right? And I mean, Google is like the godfather of the internet, right? They're a crazy algorithm. Of course, they're going to know where you're at when you say near me, right? They know your patterns. They know where you've been at, where you're going, right? It's a little scary, but I mean, it works in our favor for this instant. So you want to make sure that you are targeting the area that you want to provide services. So when somebody is searching cleaning company near me, your company is popping up. So Google, like I mentioned, king of the hill, okay, king of the castle, king of all the things, right? They have 3 different ways for you to be able to get lead generation from this platform. The goal is to be able to optimize your GMB, which stands for Google My Business, which has also been updated to where now it's just called Google Profile. Okay. But getting your Google profile approved and your account approved is critical. I recommend that everybody go through this process. And even if it's a little challenging, if it's a little hard, please stick with it. Get your Google account approved so that way you can get your Google LSA. Okay. Now, the cool thing about getting your Google profile approved is that when people are searching for cleaning services near me, and you're in that map pack area pops up to where their cleaning business is listed next to the map, right? When they click there, those leads don't cost anything. I don't even know that was like real, right? Correct English. They don't cost nothing. Okay. You're not having to pay for that lead, which tremendously helps with your ROI, right? It tremendously helps with your profit because it lowers down your marketing expenses. Okay. Now, with Google LSA, stands for local service ads, those ads are a flat rate. Those ads are a flat rate fee. Okay. Those leads typically come in by calls. I had a call with a done for you client, and she was talking about like, man, how can I get them to stop calling and just to just book on their own, right? I'm like, girl, you complaining about something that people wish they had that problem, right? Google LSA ads, I don't know what it is, but they just typically tend to be callers and they will call, but you want the phone to be off the hook. You do. And if you're not available to answer, then put a VA in place. Okay. And if you need a VA, contact me with Vision VA. We have some very high quality trained VAs that can assist you, but you want the call to come in. Okay. The other one is going to be your Google ads. All of these three options on Google are still separate, right? Google LSA is on a separate Google ad management platform, and Google Ads is on a AdSense platform, which is also separate. Okay. Google Ads is a PPC where you're paying per click. Okay. Meaning that I compare it to like window shopping. Anytime somebody walks in and walks out, whether they bought something or not, you had to pay for that ad. Now the ad cost is not as much. It's maybe $1, $1.50, $1.25, whatever that cost is. But if you have 100 people clicking, okay, then you do the math, right? So the goal is to make sure that your Google profile is completely set up and optimized, that you have beautiful before and after pictures, that you have as many reviews as possible. Make sure you get that Google review link and you pass it out to everybody, and have them leave a review. Okay. Like literally, and tell them to leave a 5-star. Be like, look, don't humble me. Put a 5-star review. I need it. Okay. But the reviews must come in the area where you offer services. All right. So if you're planning to open up a company in another state or city that you don't live in, then go to that area and see if you can find some friends real quick to leave a review. Okay. But you also want to make sure that you're posting as well on your Google profile. So that way you are building up your SEO. Okay. So that way you can get your page to be optimized, because the goal is to get your page optimized. So that way you have your Google LSA if you want to, but your Google profile will be ranked so high. So if you guys see over here on the left side, right, you want your business to be ranked high, even though these are the same companies, but you want your Google profile to be ranked high on the top. So that way when people see your ad, they're most likely going to click on the first one. Right. So you want to make sure that your business is ranked high with getting as many reviews as you can, posting posts on your Google profile with keywords daily, if not multiple times of a day. That all goes in to help you to build up your Google profile. Now, this part can take a little time. It takes maybe about 3 to 4 months for it to get optimized, for it to actually start showing. Okay. But in the meantime, while you're waiting for your Google profile to get approved, you can still use Google LSA and Google Ads. All right. Also, what I recommend using is Thumbtack. If you guys seen any of my videos, I kind of rave about Thumbtack. Now, yes, Thumbtack has made some changes recently. Okay. And I can admit that I'm not too much of a fan of their changes that they have made. But what I do still know is that Thumbtack works fast, meaning that you can set up your Thumbtack account to the full optimal it's supposed to be, right? Filling out everything, all of the FAQ. It will give you a suggestion of tips on how many reviews to put on there. It will give you a suggestion of tips of how many before and after pictures to put on there. Have at least that, if not more. Okay. But what I do know is that literally when your profile is set up the right way, you can go live on Thumbtack and get leads that same day. Like I've seen it with my own eyes multiple times. Okay. And that's the beauty with Thumbtack. This is what would allow you to be able to literally build your business. Okay. And be able to get clients on a very fast rate. So that way, as you are building up your Google, you are still receiving leads and making money on Thumbtack and possibly LSA while that is optimizing. One of our students, his business is in Google Ads. Okay. And after having meetings and one-on-ones with him and helping him get this strategy set up, because he's like, I'm going to do Google. I'm like, well, are you just going to wait 3 to 4 months until you can get ads and leads from Google? Like, get your business on Thumbtack. Like, optimize that. And then once you got your Google set up, then you can transfer. So just within those 3 to 4 months, he did about 40K on Thumbtack alone. I just had a call with him as a check-in, and he said that, oh my goodness, in a couple of weeks, I'm going to be at my year anniversary and I'm already at 180K. And it just like literally blew my mind, right? Because it makes me so excited when somebody outdo me. When somebody outdo me, it just really just makes me so excited, because that's what's supposed to happen, right? If you're supposed to be getting the insight and the information, it's supposed to help you guys to do more than what I did, right? Like, it just makes this process of coaching so much more enjoyable. So, but when I share these numbers, right? I share these numbers to show you guys of how doable it is, right? I share these numbers to let you guys know like what this process looks like with getting your clients, right? You have Yelp. We know that Yelp is a great platform to find your clients, that people go on that platform looking for cleaning services. But I do not recommend paying for ads until you have at least 8 to 9 reviews. Then you have your king of all kings of leads is Google. And that platform does take some time to optimize. But baby, when that thing gets rolling, ain't nothing stopping it unless you stop it, right? But in the meantime, while you're building that out, you can get business immediately on Thumbtack. You guys, my first 2 years, I solely did Thumbtack. This was just out of, I didn't know what I didn't know till I didn't know it. Okay. And Thumbtack alone made me $200,000. I literally got a call from their CMO, their chief officer of marketing. And he wanted to know, like, what was I doing to get all this business on his platform? Like, he just wanted to, like, was I doing anything different? I was like, I'm a rule follower. Like, I didn't know how to do this. So when I literally Googled how to find cleaning clients. Remember, y'all, I asked all the Google questions. Okay. And I asked Google, how do I find cleaning clients? And Thumbtack popped up, which means they just did a good job with their marketing. But Thumbtack popped up. That's how I discovered Thumbtack. I just went with what I found. And then when I got onto the platform, I read all the instructions. I read all the tips. I read everything, right? And I understood how Thumbtack works as a business. Thumbtack works as a business because they don't get paid until a client that they spent their marketing dollars to bring onto this platform chooses a provider like my company. But if I don't position my company to be seen well, then they don't get paid, right? So that's why you want to look for those tips and those tricks on if they suggest you have 23 reviews, baby, get 23 reviews. Okay. If they suggest you have, 15 pictures, get 15 pictures, if not more. Okay. Because they're trying to help you position your company to be seen by your ideal client. That's all it does. I read what they required and what they suggest, and I did the things, right? So I want to talk about, because everybody's like, I want to have this 100K business, right? And when you break down 100K in a year, that's you averagely making $8,333 a year. Okay. No. Yeah, $8,333 a month, right? So I created this 10K a month formula, because sometimes when I talk to students and I'm like, you can have a 100K business, sometimes the number sounds really far-fetched, even though 100K is not the same 100K it used to be, but it's still a start, right? Ain't nobody could tell me nothing when Stripe showed me that I reached 100K. I felt like I was the queen of entrepreneur, right? Like I finally did the thing, right? So I wanted to break this formula down on what this actually looks like, to help just break it down so that way it's more digestible and you can see how, I don't want to say easy because nothing is easy, but how possible you're able to achieve getting also a 100K business. Because if you reach 10K a month, you surpassed the 100K, right? You surpassed the 100K. So we're going to break this down. Okay. So my goal with finding cleaners, like I mentioned, I'm looking for cleaners that's in the game. They know what they're doing. They've been doing this. They have the equipment. They have the supplies. They have all the things, right? So on average, and I found an average cleaning household price, right? Because each market is different. That's why you want to make sure you do your market research and pricing research, because what one company is charging in Colorado is completely different than a company is charging in Florida or New York or Dallas. Okay. So with the average household job of 250, let's say you have two jobs. Okay. Let's say you have two jobs a day for $250. And you guys, this setup or this concept is not far-fetched. I think I may have a BK setup. I can let you guys see it real quick too, of a client that we're working on. Okay. So let's see. We have 250 for two clients a day. That's $500 a day. And let's say your cleaner works for 5 days. Get the weekends off, works for 5 days. You times that by 5. Okay. That is 2,500 a week. Now there's 4 weeks in a month. Let's times that by 4. That is $10,000. But if you guys look down on the bottom of this page, this math setup is just with one cleaner, meaning that one cleaner can change your whole life. One cleaner can set your whole business up. And I know that because that was my situation. That was my cleaner situation. I had one cleaner. Her name, I still remember her name. I'm not gonna say her name out loud. Her first name starts with a C, last name starts with a H. And she was with me for a very, very, very long time, until I helped her open up her own cleaning business. But she was with me for a very, very long time until I was like, she was like, yo, Jazz, like we getting more jobs than I'm available. And now she was kind of in the same boat than I was. And I'm still learning, right? I'm still in the phase where I'm like, I don't know what I don't know until I don't know it. I'm like, well, shoot, I guess I better hire more cleaners, right? So if I hired another cleaner, now I'm doubling that, right? So if I find two cleaners to do two jobs a day, now what if we find three cleaners to do three jobs a day? So when I say like, yo, we're talking about 100K a year business, but what if I tell you could do 50K in a month? What if I say you could do 70, 80K in a month, right? This is the formula, you guys. This is the formula that makes it all possible for us to start a 100K business. And when I say like, that's just like the tip of the iceberg, like it's just a very, very like small, like it's the growth and the scalability and the possibility of what you're able to do in this business is like bump the sky is the limit. Like, yo, we going to outer space. Okay. Like I'm looking for orbits. All right. And when we think about the growth and the scalability for this company, you can franchise it. How many Mary Maids do y'all see? How many cleaning authorities do y'all see? How many Jan Pros do y'all see? You can franchise it. You can just, hey, yourself, I got this. I'm going to have a team. I'm going to get a team of some VAs or an in-house team, and I'm going to just open up multiple locations myself. And we're going to have a location in every major city. Cool. Do that. Or do you want to be in the flipping business where you literally just build it up as much as you can, get as much reoccurring revenue as you can and sell it and be done with it and repeat, rinse and repeat. Literally the sky orbits is like, there's no cap. Like there's no cap at all. We have a student where like she's actually in the process of opening up her own cleaning product line. Like, how dope is that? She started a YouTube channel. She's like, yo, Jazz, I see you on YouTube. I want to be on YouTube. She has a YouTube channel. She has her own cleaning product line, and she has her cleaning business. We have a lawyer that does the lawyering, and she has two cleaning locations. Like literally the sky. I keep even saying, it's so a common phrase, but like there is no limits. The limit is kind of what you put on yourself, right? But like all you need to know is that it's possible. And yes, be like, yo, Jazz, like you talk about it and this just sounds really cool and all, and you show this 4-step formula, but I'm like, it gotta be a little bit harder than that. I didn't say it was gonna be easy. I just said it's possible. right? And I know that on our webinars, I'm providing high level information on a fast pace, and I don't get a chance to break it all the way down, but that's okay. That's why I like to provide other opportunities to where I can do this setup with you, to where we will actually set up Booking Koala together. We will actually hire a cleaner. Yes, yes, yes. I make you guys actually reach out to a cleaner, like on the line, like, hey, no, let's get this initial contact, get the chills out the way, get the part that holds up a lot of people in the beginning from hiring is the nervousness of reaching out. Cause like, I don't know what to say. What if I stumble my words? You might. I did. I sound like a hot mess. I was like, "Ooh, she gonna think that I'm just crazy." And I didn't even have no systems in place. My system was my planner. I literally wrote down the schedule. I wrote and I jacked up her payroll all the time. Like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, Christy. I'm so sorry. Let me go. Oh, I said her name, but it's okay. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna go ahead and just cash out this to you real quick. Right. I didn't have nothing in place and I still reached my goals. You guys get to start with having some systems in place, with being able to have some knowledge and some information. Yes, you're going to have to go through your own process and you'll tweak some things as you go. And you're like, Jazz, that was cool and all, but I want to do it this way. Do that, boo. Like, please, by all means, do that. Right. But I understand that some may need additional help and some may need some more walkthrough with getting this set up, and that's okay, right? This replay for the webinar will be available for 24 hours, so you guys can come back and revisit it. But if you guys want to be able to get some more tangible help, then I want to invite you guys to join the workshop. It's just a 2-day workshop where I do break down this process much more in detail. And like I said, with the BK, day 2 is literally just an all day BK day where we're literally just setting up BK because I understand how important that platform is. Like that is the brain of the business. Like it runs and manages everything. And when that doesn't work, you're not able to secure your payments. You're not able to secure your clients. You're not able to manage your cleanings. Like everything kind of just goes a little haywire, right? So I understand how important that platform is. So day 2, we focus and we build that, right? And then on the other days, we talk more detailed with marketing strategies and we do the hiring because the most important thing is having the business foundation set up, knowing where you're going to put it, knowing how you're going to price your services, right? And then finding your cleaners because your business needs your cleaner. Like that's what it rides on, right? It can't operate without those cleaners. And then the clients, right? And we marry those together. And then that's when we collect the difference. I love this business concept. This business concept, y'all, it's nothing new. Uber's been doing it. Airbnb's been doing it, right? Why reinvent the wheel with cleaning? We might as well do the same thing. Uber doesn't own a car. Well, now they kind of do, but y'all get the schematics. Airbnb, right? All of those drivers and all of those homeowners, those are 1099 contractors. They have to partner with those companies to be able to provide a service, to be able to get paid. So that's what we're going to do. So I have a workshop coming up and it's actually going to be very, very soon. I'm going to drop the link in the chat for you guys because it's only $37. $37 to make an additional investment to be able to get more information for you to be able to launch your business. Now you're like, Jazz, I can take all this, roll with it and do that and keep me updated. I get so many people that launch businesses and I don't even know what y'all doing anymore, right? Y'all start winning and be like, you took me to point A, B, C, D. I got this from here, right? But let me know. Keep in touch with me. But if you guys do need more help, right? If you're stuck, if you're feeling frustrated, if you try to find cleaners and you're having no luck, if you try to set up a booking platform or you don't even know a booking platform to set up, you're trying to figure this out all on your own, you don't have to. We have such an amazing community with other individuals that's also doing the same thing, right? Entrepreneurship doesn't have to be alone. You don't have to do this alone, right? You put into this community and it will give back. I see the community in the Facebook group and on the platform, and it's such a beautiful thing to be able to witness, to see people come together, to see people chat, to see people get on a Zoom call and be that additional accountability partner. So you don't have to do it alone, right? So if you're feeling stuck, The solution is get into the community, tap in, get into this workshop that's coming up. So that way you can get more tangible steps along the way and where we're actually setting up BK together. So the most important things are the parts that I see people struggle with the most as they're setting up their business. This is what they get. They get those solutions, right? And then of course there's additional, there's additional resources galore. If you need a contract for your contractors, right? We provide you with a contract agreement. I give you the whole layout of your launch plan. I give you the whole layout of the onboarding. There's so many additional resources like galore. If you click the link, you'll be able to see all of the additional resources that's provided with just the $37 plan. Now, if you want to do VIP, cool. You get an additional resources and a one-on-one with myself for only $147. Okay, so you can't beat that. That $147 is literally like a third of the cost of my normal one-on-one session. But you get the option to do VIP as well, or do the 37. Just get in the class. Whatever you got to do, just get in the class, be present, bring a notepad, bring a pencil, bring an extra device so that way you can toddle, look and learn and set up at the same time. So literally like when we're done, you could have a launch business. Like you could have a business fully set up when we're done with the call. Like that's the goal. 2 days, launch business. If you with it and you're ready, you could. It's completely possible. I've seen it with my own eyes. Okay. So you guys, thank you so much for joining us. We will be having an upcoming small group coaching session. Keep a lookout for that additional email. Everybody that registered for this webinar, you will get an additional email to come out. So make sure you guys keep an eye on that. Okay. So that way it will be on Friday at 11 a.m. is our additional small group coaching. So that's your opportunity to ask some more deep dive questions, for me to do a little bit more training on some topics that I get feedback from you guys on. And yeah, let's grow. Let's launch a business. Let's get it started. Okay. No more procrastinating. No more allowing fear to stop you. No more shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Okay. Let's do the thing. And let's do it together. I'm here to help you learn from my mistakes and my wins. All right. So I love you guys. I hope you guys have an amazing day. And let me know you guys' thoughts on this webinar. Hit me up in the chats and all the things in between. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye, y'all.